Good morning students. Myself Dr. Shirisha, Associate Professor from CSE Department, MLR Institute of Technology. In this session, I wanted to tell you about PHP control structures, and this is just similar to the control structures which we have discussed in the other programming languages. As this is the PHP, which is a server-side scripting language, conditional statements or the control structures, whatever we have used in C and other programming languages, this PHP also supports them. So, in this session, we are going to discuss about the conditional statements and looping statements and also examples based on the conditional statements and loops. So, conditional statements. So, in PHP, we have the following conditional statements. One is if statement. You all know that if we give the if condition, if of condition, so here we will give the condition with the block of statements. So, it executes some code if one condition is true. So, whatever the condition you are giving, if it is true, this logic works. Okay. If else statement. So, what is if else statement? If this condition is false, then you need to assign some statements to get them executed. So, what we will do? We will just write else part so that if this is false, these are the false statements that will get executed, right? So, this everyone of us know. So, same we do in the PHP and else if ladder, this is if else statement, that is we call it as else if ladder. This also different codes will write for more than 2 conditions. If you have n number of conditions, you can write n different statements based upon the conditions. Their respective statements will get executed based upon the conditions whether it becomes true or false. Switch statement. What is switch? Switch is nothing but selects one of many block of code. Suppose if you wanted to give some condition based on that, you will write the set of statements. So, whatever the condition it matches, so that statement should get printed. So, that is what selects one of many block of codes, that is switch statement. So, what is if statement? We will see along with the examples. So, if statement executes some code if the condition is true. So, whatever the condition you wanted to give, that we write in the brackets of if of condition, and within the block of code we write the code that is to be executed when the condition becomes true. And this is what we have given PHP starting and ending tags, and the logic we are writing that with some variable date of h. So, h is nothing but here hour, okay, hours. So, if it is less than 20 and echo have a good day, okay, then just if this here we are giving the condition, if this condition is true, this statement will get executed. We are not writing the else part because this is only the if condition, okay. Then if else, that means what, you have to add the else statement also. If else statement executes some code if the condition is true, another code if that condition is false. That means what, if this is true, this will get executed, else this will get executed. So, 2 block of statements, this is 1 and this is 2, one is for true and the other is for false. So, here we have a PHP and $T date of h hours, which is less than have a good day, otherwise have a good night. So, else statements also we have added. Then else if ladder. So, here we will give multiple statements. If you wanted to give more than 2 conditions, we write if of condition, then this code, else if, again one more condition or else statement. So, if different codes for more than 2 conditions if you wanted to go, then we will go with the else if ladder. This is an example of more than 2 conditions. So, here we are giving the condition, this is date of h, and less than 10 good morning, less than 20 good day, else part we are giving the good night. So, let us execute and check how they are working. Let us start with the if condition. So, before this we have to start our XAMPP. So, start your XAMPP. Go to the control panel, just start your XAMPP and restore. Then, take down the editor. And write the program. So, I am just saving this. And how to execute your PHP file, just go to the browser and take your local host. Okay. So, I think this is P4. So, have a good day. So, what is this have a good day? Because the condition is true, it is just printing have a good day. Okay. Next. Then we move to the else if condition. So you will have else part also. So take the else part. So the same program with else part gives you again have a good day, but here let me give this as greater than, or I'll give less than. This I'll make it as 3 because my else part should work. So have a good night. So this is how the else part will execute. Then else if ladder where more than 2 conditions are given. So here we are giving more than 2 conditions. So let us check with where we are giving a date. Less than 10 means good morning, and after that more than 10, and less than 20 it is giving it a good day, and else it is good night. So just will give this, it's a good day because it is less than 20. So let us give it as 3 and check. Since it is a good day. Okay. Because the time is 3 now, right? Then we will move to the next program. Switch statement. So what is switch? Switch is where we select one of many block of codes, means you will have number of labels here out of which you have to choose one. Okay, that is switch. So many blocks will be there out of which only one will be selected. Switch of n is some condition or some expression. So case label and code to be executed. Okay, this code will be executed if n is equals to label 1. Whatever the expression you are giving here, if that matches with the case label 1, then this code will get executed. Otherwise, it will go to the next cases, case 2, case 3 and all. So we also have a default code here we have to give. So code to be executed if n is different from all the labels. Okay, that is about the switch case. So here we have a variable with favorite color red. And if you wanted to switch to red, so where is red? Here. So it is not going to these cases because the matching is done with the first case only. Then echo your favorite color is red break. So we are just wanted to print that switch case. According to the color. So your favorite color is red. So what is red here? Because favorite color is assigned with red. So let us change this to other one. Let me give it as blue. See the output? So your favorite color is not listed. So because this is small case, your favorite color is blue. And whenever I am giving capital blue here, by saying this I have given, it is okay, but it is going to what? Default statement. When these conditions, given conditions are not matched and it is out of the box, then it will go to default and your default statement will get printed. Then loops. Coming to loops. Often when we write a code, we want some block of code to run over and over again. Means you have to repeat, check the condition, print the statement. Again check the condition, print the statement. So in that case we need loops. So instead of adding several almost equal code lines in a script, we can use loops to perform a task like this. So what we have to do, you have some condition and based upon the condition, it has to again check the condition, print the value, again check the condition, print the value. In such cases, we use loops. So what are the different types of looping statements we have? One is while statement. So it goes through the block of code as long as the specified condition is true. If the condition is true, it comes out. So do while. Loops with the block of code once and then repeats the loop as long as the specified condition is true. So if the condition is true, again the loop is getting repeated. Then for loop, loops through the block of code n number of times for each, and loops through the block of code for each element in an array. That means what? If your array is having, suppose X is having some array of elements, say you have 1, 2 and 3. So whenever you wanted to print echo X, so then what happens? Your 1 should get printed, then loop again it should repeat, 2 gets printed, loop again gets repeated, 3 gets printed. That means what? Whenever you want repetition to be done and according to the given conditions, in such cases we use these statements. So for each means it is like a for loop, but according to the strings it will be used. We'll see the examples for each looping statement. So while loop executes the block of code as long as the condition is true. So while of condition, if the condition is true, this block will get executed. So here X equals to 1 is given, and if this X is less than or equals to 5. So less than or equals to 5 means how many times the loop will get repeated? It will print the number 1 first, number is 1. Again X value is post incremented. That means 1 X equals to 1. This is printed. It is incremented to 2. Again check 2 is less than or equals to 5. True. Again the number is 2 is printed. Like that the loop is repeated until it is 5. Because 5 is also true. 5 less than or equals to 5 is also true. So the number is 5 is also getting printed. That means what? What are the condition you are giving? Until and unless it is false, it does not comes out of the loop. So even if it is the condition is true, it goes inside the loop and those statements will get printed. And do while. Do while is also executes the block of code once. It executes a block of code once. It will then check the condition, repeat the loop while the specified condition is true. So this is what do while. So do of, you will give the logic, then while of condition is true. Okay, so here X equals to 1, echo number is, so number is 1 and X is incremented. Now X is become what? 2. And while X is less than 5. So here this is already printed. Now X is 2. 2 is less than or equals to 5. Condition is true. So then it again goes to the loop and print this. Like that, according to the condition, when it becomes 6 less than or equals to 5, it becomes false. Until and unless it is false, it is not coming out of the loop. So it will print up to 5 equals to 5. So this is what will get printed. Then for loop. For loop is used when you know in advance how many times the script should run. For init, so you have to initialize the counter first, means you have to give the value, test the counter, now condition, giving the condition, then increment or decrement counter should be written based upon the logic for the given application. Here $x equals to 1, x less than 5, x plus plus. So you are printing the x value, again the same is getting repeated. Now initially what is the x value? Here what we are doing? We are just assigning or defining the variable initially, then checking the condition inside while. But here what we are doing? X equals to 1. X less than or equals to 5, it is checking there itself. So in one line only we are giving the condition, initialization and increment decrement operator also we are giving. But here increment is decrement is given inside that, condition here and initialization here, separately we are doing. That is a use of for loop where you are doing everything in a same line. For each. So how for each is used? For each works only on arrays. When you were working on arrays, whatever the values you have inside the arrays, if all those values are getting printed, then you use for each. Is used to loop throughout a key value pair. So what are the key value pair? Array as value. For each array as value, code to be executed. So colors array, you are giving 4 values here. For each, what is the syntax for each? For each is having $array. Array means what? Our array is $colors as $value. So this is $value. What are the values? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 values to be printed. So echo $value means these 4 values are getting printed. So for each is used when you are using arrays, and all these will get repeated as a for loop. So in the for loop we are using that for the numerical values and which are not arrays. If in the case of arrays we are going for the for each will be executed using $array and $value. So we'll see the execution of each one, starting with the control statements. So control statements we have seen. Just we'll go with the looping statements. So what is a loop? While loop we have given. So while loop we have given the condition. So the output should get printed until it becomes false. So this is the output. Okay. Then similarly, when you wanted to use do while, only syntactically it differs, but the output will not get changed as we are giving the same condition. So is the output number is 1. Then here if you can see, let me change this to 3. Okay. And see the output. So just 3, 4, 5 are getting printed because we are starting, we have initialized from 3 till 5 because less than or equals to also we have given. Then moving further, we will see how for loop will execute the same. This is the for loop. Okay. Where we are initializing, we are checking the condition, we are incrementing or decrementing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is how for loop is getting worked. Next, for each. This is a for each where you can use it for arrays. Okay, you are taken arrays and you are printing those values. So all the values are getting printed. So n number of values also you can add. So you can add one more value and check whether it is working or not. Any number of values you can add so that the loop is getting repeated. So that's about the looping statement. So in this session we have discussed about different PHP conditional statements and looping statements together with examples also. Thank you all.